Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
Yo, everybody, it's Ilia Riding. So let's get to it.
What's up, everybody? It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you and Dr. Roto this week. Ooh, yeah. Apparently, I had a thing pop up, so just like the rest of this day, that's why the name of this episode is Let's Be Festivus. What's up, Dan? How you doing today?
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm good. How about yourself?
Dude, I just look at it this way right now, what's going on, and I can't think about how crazy today was, how insane today was, and then how I thought today was going to actually be normal at some point, and then it didn't go normal, and then we had all the other stuff happen. So that being said, it's going to be kind of one of those things. And even right now, I am adding us to the actual X. So now we're live on the X. So it's just been one of those days, people. Welcome to the Hard Hit Show. We did not have a UFC event to cover. However, we got some fantasy football news to talk about. We got UFC news to talk about. You will also get my IDP waiver wire pickup of the week and my Macho pick of the week. Ooh, yeah. It's been kind of hot. So, man, let's just start it off. Dan, the Steelers lost. You guys just picked up Adam Thielen. What's going through your head?
Another washed up 35-year-old on the Steelers. That's what's going through my head. Another washed up 35-year-old that can't hang with the young boys or get open anymore. I mean, we got the oldest team in the league right now.
Yeah, you guys are really good.
We got nothing but old dudes.
It's just getting deeper and deeper for you guys. I do like the signing because he adds a little more size to your receivers. Now, I'm talking about Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson being on the smaller stature side. DK's fine, but DK's out there drowning. He's getting blanketed. He's getting the safety over the top of him. He's fighting for balls. He's not going to have it. I said this, and we talked about this at the beginning of the season, that the Steelers needed a bona fide number 2. We were hoping you guys would trade for one. You did not trade for one, and it's exactly the reason why you guys are 500 now.
Where's MVS at? We signed MVS 4 weeks ago.
You know what? He's doing what he normally does. He only shows up for one play every 3 weeks. So you won't.
MVS hasn't played. He's still in the practice squad.
He sucks. He sucks.
He's better than Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin.
I will give you that. He might drop the ball, but I will say, and I think that for some reason your offense is too enamored with Washington, and I think Washington is great. He's really the only one. He catches the ball, runs a bunch of people over, had a great catch this week. I think it was 30, 40 yards. It was amazing. But that's your second receiver? That's not your second receiver. You need somebody like the Rams got Puka, and we got Devontae Adams.
Every other team in the league has a number 2, but the Steelers.
I mean, the Dallas Cowboys took your number 2 because they were all scared that Pickens and
he was our number 1.
Yeah, he should have stayed. You guys got rid of him for nothing, and I don't care what anybody says. They got rid of him because they were scared they were going to have 2 alpha males in the room. Mm-hmm. Alpha males want to win a Super Bowl. You could have won a Super Bowl. You traded it away, and now go on.
This team is not a contender at all. This team is soft. They can't stop the run. Nope. The defense is too old to play for 4 quarters straight. They can play for one half at a time. That's it. Mm-hmm. You either get a good first half or a good second half. That's it. You don't get a full 60 minutes of football out of this team.
That's exactly what happened this week. You guys had a great first half, and then your offense put the defense in bad situations, unfortunately. But when you run a guy out there with a broke hand, you're going to expect what happened, a fumble.
Well, I'd rather have a one-armed old Aaron Rodgers than Mason Rudolph any day of the week.
You know what? That actually is I'm not going to argue that fact at all. That's why we're just airing stuff out. We're just talking, getting in it. So I'm going to move over to the Rams. The Rams actually just had a bad game. We had, that interception in the end zone called Colby Parkinson had for my DFS lineup on the Ultra Contrarian show. And I had it. It was locked in. Stafford throws him the ball. It's intercepted in the end zone. Bam. Then, of course, you get the sack fumble. I was just irritated because, of course, I was listening to that. And they were just explaining that. And so the Rams just had a bad game. We had a lot of turnovers, a lot of costly turnovers. But I want to bring up something that I think a lot of teams are doing now because they think they're cool. And it's kind of what got the Rams beat. We couldn't stop the Panthers on fourth down. They literally were just chucking touchdowns on fourth down. And we were just giving blown coverages on fourth down. And I'm not saying that wasn't a smart move on the Panthers, but there was a situation with the Steelers that they could have kicked a field goal this week, but they didn't want to because they were scared about the weather. So I think that'll go on.
No, it's Tomlin, man. Mike Tomlin, he botches everything in every coaching decision you can make. He botches.
Yeah. I just don't agree. But he's following the trend. He's following everybody else doing this dumbass shit. They're just over there we're just going to go for it. And then when you look at the end of the game, you're like, if you had that field goal, if you don't miss this field goal, if you don't go for it here, you have 3 attempts at field goals. You had 2 other attempts you missed. And I'm talking about another game that was this week, this year, not the Steelers or Rams, just going back to it. Literally, this is just this flashy. We think we're going to outsmart you. Supposed to be game managing sport, and we're getting bonehead plays like this where you're literally at the goal line. And I get you want to go for it, but guess what? What happened to the Rams when we played the 49ers? We fumbled. Kyron Williams fumbled twice, literally. He fumbled going into the end zone to win that game in overtime, right? But nope. The Rams just got to keep doing stupid stuff. They're losing games. Teams are losing games over dumb stuff, and it's led to dumb stuff in the fantasy football world too. It's just been asinine.
Wow, I mean, how about the play the Steelers made? Fourth and goal from the 3-yard line.
Yeah,
they decided to run a pitch play, the same pitch play that they run 17 times a game, and they got stuffed 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yes. And I want to say Kansas City got stuffed this past week too, and play, but we're seeing them, and it's look, it's great. Sometimes in some situations you need to go for it. But are we really going for on fourth down the whole game? I mean, the Panthers did. Whatever, Panther Nation. Whatever. Now, the Bears are the best team in the NFC. And I got my...
They barely beat the Steelers, man. They're not a good team.
They're not. And the people are just they're just awesome. I'm like, what? What? DeAndre Swift is awesome, right?
They find ways to win. They're lucky the Chiefs have been, like the Chiefs were last year. The Chiefs won, 12 games by 1 possession or less?
Yeah, it was bad. And now this year, they're the exact opposite. They're losing.
They're
out of the playoffs right now. And you guys are fighting to get back in the playoffs because you gave the division up to the Ravens. And the Ravens don't look good at all. And
we got the Ravens this week. It's Ravens week.
Yeah, I know. This is it. This is where you guys are gonna play good. But this is gonna be a boring game, 13-10, or who knows? Scoring's been weird. I'll say 15-11.
I disagree. I think they're gonna run for almost 300 yards and they're gonna blow the Steelers out.
You know what? I'm not gonna say anything. If it happens, it happens. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think you guys are going to put up. This game has always been a dredger game. You guys always have one dredge game, and then you have one good offensive game against the Ravens. It's always either or. So I don't know what this week is, but it feels like this might be that it might be a slow moving game because I think both teams know how bad they've played this year.
Well, the Steelers have had a problem stopping the run for the last 3 years now.
Yeah.
And the Ravens in the playoff game last year showed the blueprint on how to beat the Steelers.
Yeah.
And every team this year that has played the Steelers is doing that. And I mean, when's the last time you heard the Steelers blowing anybody out?
Yeah. I mean, they've had some great offensive games, but
we barely win the games that we win. Barely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you got my team who gets a lead, like what we did on Seattle, and then we go up into a shell and not really score the rest of the game. So, and that's why, like, Kyron Williams, he was the Macho pick of the week last week. He scored, but he got hurt. He came out of the game, missed like practically like a whole quarter, comes back in the third quarter, gets that touchdown, right? But I mean, we're sitting here looking at this. In fantasy leagues, I sat back, I took a step back, and I went back and I checked one of my fantasy leagues, and it's a pretty competitive fantasy league. Right now, out of the 6 teams, 2 of the teams are 5-7. 5-7 in the playoffs. 5-7, and people in this league is good. But what's happening, what's really bad about this year is exactly what I'm about to say next. So I've had a very hard year, like a lot of fantasy managers, and I'm 6-6. Now I'm 7-6. Well, now there's 7 spots in the playoffs. All of the top teams have lost for the past 2 weeks. So now, if I would have maybe won one more game, I would be literally 1 game out of first place. So I'm talking about an 8-5 team being 1 play, 1 win out of first place. So right now, there's a 9-4 team, there's 2 8-5 teams, 3 8-5 teams, and so that's 4, and then 3 7-6 teams in that league, in my high stakes home league. Now, this was farther apart. I was 5-6 only a couple weeks ago, and so I got here after 2 straight wins. But this is what's made this fantasy season really hard, and what I feel is going on in the NFL is also translating into the fantasy football. Because when you see these low-scoring games, or you see what Jonathan Taylor did all year long, except against the Rams, the Steelers, the Texans, it's the same sauce. It's all these teams muddled in the middle with all these things, and you got some good teams, but your good teams are like, well, I'm not going to talk on the Patriots. The Patriots are playing great football on both sides of the ball, even though they have an easy schedule. But like even the Bears, they've played some things. You said that they've won some close games. But we already know the Eagles, the Rams, when it comes to playoff times, the Bears aren't going to have a really chance against teams like that.
Yeah.
But this is what I've been seeing. And it shows kind of like even the projections have been wrong. So in one of my fantasy teams, I don't even know, had me projected to do 396 points. Because I had everybody just go off from Thursday. And then, of course, Friday. So I'm coming into Sunday, and I'm like, holy crap, I'm projected 390. Yeah, I ended with 296. So I'm not talking so much towards the projection part of it, but I'm just saying, like, there's just scoring in some places, and if you miss it, you're just out. And it's been like that all year for a lot of captains. So it's almost like every captain in the league has had their day. Yeah. I mean, heck, Chrissy has hardly paid any attention to her team, and she was a 5-7 team going into this week with playoff contentions.
Yeah,
it's the way the league's going.
I mean, our league, man. I'm 7-6 in our league, but
I'm not even in the playoffs. And I'm the defending champion
in our league.
Yeah, I'm not in the playoffs.
You're the number 1 team.
Oh, you're talking. I'm thinking of my ESPN league. You're talking about the Yahoo league. Oh my God, that team is amazing.
That's because you run the league and you cheat.
I did not cheat. I did not cheat. You guys are the ones that left. I had B. John Robinson, but you guys left Jonathan Taylor, and I took Jonathan Taylor and James Cook. That's practically been.
I couldn't log in for the first 7 rounds.
Yeah, that was fun. But hey, it's just one of those things. Okay, so that league I was talking. So Kirsty isn't in that league. She's in the ESPN league. But like
she's in this league.
Oh yeah. You're right too. I keep forgetting all these leagues, dude. It's freaking insane. It's like,
I mean, she won 3 games, and I don't think she even does her team.
Yeah, that's what I said made her other team in the ESPN league so impressive, because she's actually could go to the playoffs, and I'm like, damn, and that just shows like some of these people have paid barely minimum to attention, but because they might have had some player go 40 or 50 points one week, they're in there winning.
I'm only in one league, just the league that I do that we do.
Yeah, you're only in one league.
That's it.
Yeah. We got some comments coming in. Yeah, Steve right now is kicking league in the Beat Heat challenge, the Beat the Heat league. So it's an IDP league. I added some sacks, like sack totals and sack yardage. So like normally an IDP guy gets maybe 10, 15, 20 with jack stats. No, not in this league. These guys, like Myles Garrett has dropped 50 a week every single week. Meanwhile, running backs and wide receivers and quarterbacks are still around 30, 20. So you got him sitting out here. Garrett just getting it. Here I go. I drop. Well, actually, the guy I'm going to talk about on my IDP section for your waiver wire pickup, I dropped him this week. Oh, just don't come on. I was talking about everybody's offense, sir, but the defense it's like, so out of nowhere, say you get like a 20-yard sack. Well, you get the points for the sack, the tackle, and I gave you points. So even the IDP hunter, Steve, who's in that league as well, who's well known, he's part of the Kings Classic IDP league. So, I'll give him a shout out. IDP hunter is a great, great dude. We've talked plenty of times. And he's just like, dude, that bonus scoring that you put in, and mind you, I put like minimal in. He goes, I don't know how this is going to work out, but it could be wild. And it was, man. But it's been kind of like a learning experience, because like even he was like, we're looking at it and we're just like, I couldn't believe that this would add up like that to some of these defensive players just scoring 50, 60 points almost every single week. So, and Steve knows what I'm talking about, because Steve's in that league.
If you have Myles Garrett, all he does is blitz anyway. I mean, he doesn't tackle ball carriers, doesn't tackle receivers. All he does is blitz.
Mm-hmm. That's right, man. So, it's just been really crazy with all the football and all that going on. So I just say fantasy football is different from real life football. Things just count differently. We know this. It's real life. But it's still funny how they're able to mirror each other, but yet be so different. And I think that that's what makes fantasy sports so fun to play, just to be part of. I've loved it ever since 1994, as you can see. So, all right, let's throw a few plugs in. If you haven't been to Dr. Roto, get to Dr. Roto, use code word WIN, and we'll get you a percentage off of your subscription. We are live right now, people. So if you got a question or anything like that, we'll talk about it. But just wait till we get some stuff going here. Wait till we got some stuff, because we are going to be, I've got some things I got to say about some people once we get to a certain subject. But also, I want to say, get over to DFS Hero, use code word DOC, get 20% off of your subscription. And if you like energy drinks, but no fillers, no dyes, all that great stuff, better for you, more of a coffee bean extract. Of course, I'm a coffee guy. Oh, yeah, the heat override gets jacked up off the coffee, but the coffee gets jacked up off of heat override. Oh, yeah, right? So you get over to Dubby Energy, check out, use code word, bring the energy. Oh, yeah. Dude, get that, bring the energy, get 30% off of your order, and get clean and still get the same power that you get. Why are you drinking Red Bull when you could be buying Dubby Energy from Heat Override, getting you jacked up? Yeah. Woo. Had to get all that out the way.
That's why you always got so much energy, man.
No, it's coming. It's coming. So when I take it, I should just go to a tournament, try it, and next thing you know, they'll be like, I think Rob beat him to the moon. He blitzed him and he went to the moon. They'll be like, I think Rob warped through that man, and he was sitting over there, and somehow that man was bent over on his knee. And I didn't see what happened, and I was recording it, right? Oh, dude. I am so jacked up, man. Okay, we got something. We got Steve's throwing in a little thing right here, too. Sometimes defenders get a lot of points. Bro, I was supposed to win, like, 2 of these weeks. And out of nowhere, someone dropped, like, a 60-point defensive thing, and it was just like, you're going to lose now. And I'm like, oh. So you are right, man. But that's what I still... That unpredictability is what I thought made the first year of this league really fun. So this league will come back next year. Of course, the winner gets a Bring the Pain shirt or a Fight Club of Pain shirt. I'm also going to redesign. I'm going to use that logo right behind me right there, the Bring the Pain logo. I just have to actually sit down, upload, and put it all together and put it on the shirt. And then everybody will be able to have that. So the people who win my...
Put me in that league next year, man. I'll pay. I'll pay to get in.
You don't got to pay. It's free. It's just teaching people about IDP football. And that's why I was really happy that Steve, the IDP hunter, was able to be part of it because I wanted that to be like an introductory kind of thing. So he posted some of his stuff in there. And then he, which I was totally for because that's what I want. I want his stuff in there. I want my stuff. They have access to my stuff. So I want people to learn IDP football because it's fun. This should be credited, but maybe not that much credited. So I went a little overboard on that stuff. What is Steve talking about? Sunny in Philadelphia?
Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That show is hilarious.
I've never watched that show. Never watched that show. I guess I watch too many sports, and that's just kind of what it is. So you know what? While we're talking about football, I will give out my IDP Player of the Week for your waiver wire to pick up. Of course, the Macho pick will be at the end. So let's just do it. I'm going to do Tuli Palota. Did I say that right? Tuli Paloto. Right? So, dude, this guy has been great. He's got 10 sacks this season for the Los Angeles Chargers. It's not the Rams, but it's still an LA team. I don't mind the Chargers. He had 2 sacks in his last game against the Raiders. Now, I know that's Geno Smith. He's got Philly coming up this week. He's 13% rostered. But what I like about Tuia Palato is that his high motor, he's getting over 60, 70% snaps. In that league, he scored 46 points, I think. I dropped him last week. My guy scored 20. Should have kept him on my team because I would have won with him this week. So bad decision by your IDP hero. But this dude is getting it done. The Chargers are going to have a freaking blood-nosed game because the Chargers got to win. And now they're looking at not having their starting quarterback, Justin Herbert. That means Philly, already this favorite, is going to try to stomp them out. It's going to be up to the Chargers defense to contain Philly. It's going to be hard to sack Jalen Hurts, which I think that will allow Tuli to get some tackles. So I'm looking at his final line, 4 tackles, 1 sack, maybe a half a sack. Let's get it. If you can get the above 2.25 sack on one of your sports books, hit that. You should be a happy guy. You should be our rich friend on Sunday. Yeah. So there's your IDP pickup of the week. Steve, I swear, if you go pick him up right now. Oh, you can't. It's still waiver wire. You can't do that. But if you put a bid in for him, Steve, I have to see that episode. Oh, when they make them UFC drinking. Oh, this guy. He's screwing us. Speaking of the UFC, let's get to that. We have had some fun. We have UFC 323 coming up. We have the Fight Club of Pain airing 7 p.m. this Thursday. I'm going to tell you right now, football sucks. Watch us on Thursday and win some money, right? Just win some money. Dan, tell him. Tell him what we do.
I mean, we break down the fights better than anybody else.
Yeah.
I don't mean to brag, but no one else does it the way, basically the format that we do.
Yes.
No one else does that. You give out the bets, I break down the fights, and then we talk about it.
Yeah. I think that's where we are, because people do try to do that stuff, but I don't think they talk about it the way we talk about it. Like you just said, we talk about it. We go, hey, okay, why do you think? Because I'm nuts. So why do you think he's gonna knock him out? And we talk about that. We talk about this guy's up against it, or this guy, if he feels right now would be the chance to get him back in these rankings, put him into stuff like that. And just by doing that little bit of talk and being able to dissect each fighter in their style of fighting, and being able to find the finishes that we have found this year, has been truly amazing. So that is what separates us from giving out units, because our units are just straight crazy.
We also give the fighters strengths and weaknesses. So that in every fighter that we talk about, we give their strengths and weaknesses to in every fight.
Mm-hmm. That's it. And we have a lot of fighters with strengths and weaknesses coming this weekend. I mean, a big one is, we could go at Myron Santos starting off Clark. He's normally soft, likes to pick and choose his match. So we have that match. We're looking at that. You got Macy Barber coming back from just medical problems. We thought that was a weight cut issue when she had that seizure.
Yeah.
So, right?
I think it was weight related, man. She tried to drop too much weight in too little time.
Yeah, and now she's got Karine Silva, who is very good. Now, Barber is a great fighter. In this, as a spoiler of the 5 fights, this is one of the fights we are covering. So you're going to hear in depth in how Macy Barber is going to be able to finish, even though people said Karine Silva cannot be finished. That does not mean that we can't find that out and explain it to you on Thursday.
I agree. And we got my favorite flyweight in the world, Brandon Moreno, fighting.
Woo! Fighting a killer in Tatsu Taira.
Brandon McLovin Moreno, man. He looks just like McLovin.
There's that McLovin reference again.
He can fight, man.
I know he can fight. And there's a reason why he was the champion. There's a reason why.
2 times.
So correct, sir. You got that. Would you like to see Moreno versus Pantoja again?
I'd rather see Moreno versus Van.
I knew you. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. You'd rather see that.
I'd rather see that. We saw how Moreno Pantoja went 2 times. Yeah. 2 times. Moreno won 1. Pantoja won 1. I think Moreno won the fight that Pantoja really won, because it went to the decision. Yeah. I think Moreno won that fight. He won rounds 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
In my book.
And that's fine. That's the way you saw it, man.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and so that fight is going to be those fights that we cover, because we are covering those 2 fights as well too. So now, and we're covering the main event. So there's one fight that y'all don't know that we're covering yet.
My man Marab.
Marab is going to be great. So kind of what we do is this. So you got a little preview of what we do in that. But when we do it on the Fight Club of Pain, we talk about the numbers. Dan always presents it. If you're new to that, you're just popping in and you've never seen the Fight Club of Pain, because you might been you go, what's the Fight Club of Pain? Well, the Fight Club of Pain is a UFC podcast. It's the UFC branch under the Bring the Pain. And the fact that it's made me fall in love more with the UFC than the NFL. Like, I love the NFL. I'm always going to be a diehard Rams fan. I know I've been really hard on the NFL, but when I'm seeing negative 290s for touchdowns, that's like seeing a negative 290 for a knockout, right? But the thing is that negative for 290 for a touchdown may not happen. We've seen that happen multiple times with Bijan Robinson this year. At least with a negative 290 knockout, it's probably most likely going to happen, and it happens at least 9 out of 10 times. So, this isn't one of those things. And the most of the time that it happens, it's like when the fighter just gets wild. Like, I knocked a man down, and instead of going to do the ground and pound finish, I decided to choke him out. And that's happened this year as well, too.
Yeah.
So, it's about being able, and that's what the Fight Club of Pain teaches, is we teach that you have to hedge yourself, but also because of the UFC and the way that the UFC has bets on both sides, both with round finishes, significant strike takedowns, etc. There's so much more. That's like saying in the NFL, you could go, well, they have receiving yards, they have receptions, and they have rushing attempts, and they have rushing and they yards, and they have a touchdown. Okay, that's 5. Oh, they threw a touchdown. Still just something, right? You can't bet on passing yards for a running back. So that's a no bet. But guess what? We could bet knockout. We could bet under. We could bet sub. We could bet knockout sub. We could bet knockout first and second. We could do sub first and second. We can hit all these facets. And it's like you could sit there and sit back and be like, well, why would you play all that? Because if you're smart mentally and you know what the numbers look, you'll be able to hedge yourself. You take the bigger one, you play the less unit, you go to the big unit, and you play that on what you feel is going to be good. Either one, if it happens, you get it. And that's why the decision no bet is great. That's like saying, here's a bet. We'll pay you $290 if he scores a touchdown. But if the end of the game happens and he doesn't score a touchdown, you get your bet back. UFC does that. The NFL doesn't. Go check it, people. Facts. Facts win.
And if you've never watched the podcast or the UFC before, we actually teach people about the fighters. Like if people have never watched the UFC before, come listen to us. We will teach you about that fighter that is fighting. Mm-hmm. We will tell you their strengths, their weaknesses, how they fight, what they're susceptible to.
Yep. Where they're open, where they're like kind of like even going back to Olberg's being able to nail finishes. And we bring this up, but we really haven't brought it up that much because a lot of you people have been piling in, changing things up, kind of moving it about. But the thing is now that you're here or now that you're watching, that's the stuff that we can offer. I mean, why are we all just going to be like, we're only going to bet on the NFL? We're just MLB people. Woo! Why? If you're a bettor and you're serious about making money and you want a chance to make big money, then why are you betting on a sport that's muddled down and has muddled numbers? You just drag your face through the mud, bro. You're okay, right? You want to go MLB? Drag your face on the side of a tree. Get the bark, bro. Right? But with the UFC, it's a wild one. But with the UFC, you have every angle that you can attack. And the fact that we have been able to nail these through the fight tape, through the fight theory, is why humans will always be better at the UFC and betting and DFS than a computer, while all of you complain, and I've complained, all of you complain about the lineup and trains on the NFL and the MLB. You get lineup trains with UFC too, but guess what? Not betting. And betting, when you listen to us, you win.
I mean, we've predicted a few big plus numbers also this year.
Yeah. I mean, your soup can article alone, we go back to the Michael Johnson. We go back to Neil Magny. These were big. Like, okay, so Neil Magny still got choked out, but he didn't, and he got the choke out, and that was a huge number.
Yeah, I mean, even it was Michael Johnson was what, plus 1,600, something like that. to win that fight.
Yeah.
And we predicted he would win that fight because of his defense.
And he did. And that's what the Fight Club of Pain brings everybody. And so being deep into this UFC stuff, this has led us down to some other things. We've got big fights coming up. We actually got a rematch, a big rematch happening at UFC 325. Haha, kind of got it right there. You already know who I'm talking about. We're going to get Alexander the Great Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez.
I hate it.
Lopez is getting the title this time, bro.
I hate it. He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve that shot. There's multiple people in that division that deserve that shot. I hate it. Once again, Uncle Dana is playing favorite.
Yeah, well, I wanted Gene Silva there, but Gene Silva got his ass knocked out. So that's why.
I wanted McKinney. I wanted anybody but Lopez again.
Yeah. Well, McKinney has a chance.
Always, all that's going to happen, it's going to be a replay of the first fight. Volk is just going to box his face off.
You don't think that Diego's going to take the chances? Because I felt that the Diego that beat Gene Silva was the Diego Lopez that could have taken that title.
The Diego that beat Silva is the Diego that fought Volk. There's levels.
Yeah.
There's
so
levels.
You're saying Silva couldn't hang with Volk?
I'm saying Silva would get brutalized by Volk.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not going to doubt the champ. The champ is great. It's taken some great champs to beat that champ.
He's a 2-time champ that beat the brakes off of Max Holloway 3 times. Come on, and Max Holloway is my favorite fighter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna even fight that theory at all. But I mean, with that fight, it's a good fight. Maybe they need another fight, so you're not so angry about that card at UFC 325.
I don't think he deserves the shot. I don't think Lopez deserves the shot after one win. He got beat up by Volk. He got one win, and then he got another shot.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. We talked about this with the Silva Lopez fight, and I said that I feel that the winner of this fight gets the shot, and we're seeing that actually across the whole thing. And speaking of which, another guy that you haven't really liked about, Topuria, taking a leave, going through marital problems.
He's such a clown.
He's been clowning people all year long. You didn't think that carried over into the home life? He's probably been clowning his wife.
He's such a clown, dude. He fights people that are over 35 years old and people that have bad weight cuts, and he thinks he's the best in the world. Fight someone that is in the top 5 at the top of their game in your division, not someone moving up a division. Not someone moving down a division. Fight someone in your own division. He's not as good as everyone thinks he is. Yes, he has great hands.
Mm-hmm.
He has great hands. I'll give him that. But everything else, I'm not a fan. I never have been.
So my thing is, okay, so now we got Justin Gaethje. He's fighting for a title. He practically was like, I'm going to retire. If I don't get the title, I want to retire. And
he should.
And he's fighting for the title, and he's fighting Paddy Pimblett. Paddy the Baddy. I thought Paddy most likely was going to fight Topuria next. Now we have this fight.
That was supposed to happen. Paddy had that title shot, but Topuria decided to take a leave of absence because I don't know. I don't know why, because he's going through a divorce. I mean, life happened, right?
It does. I mean, that's pretty. But the one thing you would think about is during that divorce is that you might need to work out some extra anger. So why not fight, right? But we're not fighting now.
Max Holloway went through a divorce and he fought 3 times.
There you go. I guess this goes back to the eye poke.
I mean,
some people take eye pokes and some people don't.
I just don't. I don't get it. I need a leave of absence. Chibanov, those two are going to fight once a year and try to defend their belt once a year.
Yep.
And Topuria wants to be Conor McGregor so bad that he is acting like McGregor.
Yeah, like McGregor before he went into the rehab. McGregor right now, like literally.
Yeah. Conor's actually acting pretty cool right now, but
he is. I'll give him that. He's always cracked me up, but of course, I've seen a few of his fights. Even though like I'm hardcore now with the UFC, but I've seen a lot more of his other fights, and I just go, I know who he is. I'll watch him fight again, but the fact that Topuria, is allowing this to, it just kind of shows. But like, you're online running your mouth, so now you're not going to back it up. Now you're going to run away. Now I know Ramadan is happening, and Chima already said he's not fighting until after Ramadan, and you called that. You called it. You called it right on the Fight Club of Pain, and that's why we picked against him, but he went and won that belt. So you're looking at probably another October fight.
Yeah, he's not going to fight until probably mid-June, July.
I think we dissected when he fights, and I think there was a June or July, and then there's like October.
Yeah,
but if he's not going to fight again, what's up?
June or July. That's when he's going to fight.
And that's us hoping. That's really us hoping.
Because,
by then, here's the thing. Sean Strickland will be back. And Sean Strickland likes to run his mouth. So by the time he gets back, I'm not saying he deserves a title shot. But maybe he will goad him into fighting somebody sooner. Maybe he will. I don't know. Maybe he'll pull the Costa.
He won't. These Dagestani dudes, they fight once or twice a year, and that's it, man. And they're happy with it.
And honestly, this is going to continue. He wins that fight, he's right back, and he's going to be looking at Ramadan again, and then we'll get another fight next summer. So that's really it. And I see why some people don't like that. It's almost like WWF back in the day with Hogan. You only seen Hogan defend that title so often. Yep. So that's what we want. But we want more than that. We're fans now. Dana White wants more than that because Dana White wants to promote his product. Let's right now Steve's got a little message here, and then we'll get back into UFC. He wants me to check my text. Right now, Steve is killing it at the NBA DFS slate. He's in first, second, and third. And then he's in a big tournament. And the big tournament, he's in 45th and 595th. And he's winning some really nice money. So good luck, Steve. I hope that you can get that first place, bro. And congratulations on the new crib. That's great. I know that you were really excited about that today. So I want to say congratulations, brother. Every time you get a new beginning like that, that's new beginning. You deserved it, bro. So I'll give that a shout out right there.
Yeah, congrats.
We got you, bro. We got you. So you can find him in the Subs Only Discord, of course, and on the Ultra Contrarian show on Bring the Pain. You can get that on Saturday. We'll be back on Saturday. We did one on Saturday last week. So definitely get into that. But back to the UFC. So we see all this fighting. We see all this going on. I actually did some numbers. So, because after our last podcast, I saw that they pushed all the numbers to the end of 2026 now. So, at the end of 2026, do you think Alex Pereira will be the champion?
Yeah, I don't see anybody beating him in that light heavyweight division.
That's a plus 120 on DraftKings. speaking of negative 290s, Gamzat Chimaev to be champion at the end of 2026. Negative 290.
I do believe that's going to happen because he's only going to fight once, and he'll defend his title one time.
Yep, I agree with that. I got the bet, so I'm not going to see that bet until next year. So that'll help everybody's insurance premiums for 2 years from now.
But there will be interim champ in that division. There will be an interim champ in that division.
All right, I like it. And then this is a different one. Zhang Weili going back down. Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie was a plus 120 to be the champ at the end of 2026. Zhang Weili is a plus 250 to be the champ at the end of 2026.
I want to see that fight. Weili and Dern. I want to see that fight.
Yeah. So I was talking about that with Pre at karate tonight. And we do you feel that Dern would just Shevchenko Weili, or do you think that it's you still think that the size is still just too much for Weili?
Yes. I think Weili needs to go back down to 115 and just dominate like she has. I don't think she's big enough for 125.
Hey, you know what? I will agree with you on that because, when you're looking at all these things going on, we just seen her get manhandled. We all know Mackenzie Dern does have practically the same stature. She's a little thicker. She doesn't keep it as tone as Shevchenko, but she's got the meat, right? And so I thought that would be, a few fun little things to bring up because I feel that, it's always nice to look at futures. So let's run a little bit. To be champion at the end of 2026, Aspinall, negative 180. Yes or no?
No, I think he gets stripped before that.
Yeah, he's already in a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah, I think the title gets stripped.
Woo.
I don't think we see Aspinall for a long time. Yeah, I think it is deserved. I think there was a scapegoat out of that fight because he got poked in the eye and he was losing.
Okay, I like it.
And I think he's still playing that card.
So this is too soon to happen, but wouldn't it be nice to see Derek Lewis and Waldo Cortez Acosta fight for that belt?
Those two are fighting.
Yeah.
It got announced, but I don't think those two are high enough on the card or high enough in the rankings to fight for that title. There's people more deserving than those two.
So right now, Waldo Cortez Acosta is a plus 1,500. You make me want to take that bet because I think that he doesn't get it now, but maybe later next year he might get that chance. And if he gets that chance,
I think he does get that chance, and I think he might win. Sorry.
Bless you again. Yeah. Where do you think that puts Pavlovich? Bless you.
Pavlovich.
Because he beat WCA.
Yeah. I think there might be a rematch.
Okay. All right.
Have those two fight again.
All right. After he knocks out Derek Lewis, right?
No, after Derek Lewis knocks him out.
Oh, my boy ain't getting knocked out yet, bro. I don't know. We'll cover that fight. That's fight we're going to cover. Because
Derek Heavy Hands Lewis. Derek My Balls is Hot Lewis.
Said my house. So that was a fun little one. So of course, to be champion, other than Alex, you got Olberg's plus 500. I like that. I think Olberg gets the shot against Petieta.
I would love to see that fight, but I think it's a tough fight for Olberg.
Okay.
Pereira is a tough fight for anybody in that division,
Yeah.
especially a focused Pereira.
Mm-hmm.
We saw him when he wasn't focused,
Yep.
and he lost. But when he's focused, he just knocks people out to the sleep realm.
So Yuri Proshka is plus 350. Ank is plus 400. Then, of course, Olberg 500. And then you get to Mirzakhanov at plus 1,000. And from there, they must have smoked crack or whatever they did, opiates, because they put Jamal Hill at plus 4,500. And Bogdan Guskov, who is on this card this Saturday, who's most likely going to lose. So why he's there, I don't know, but there he is. And I mean, they got the superhero from last week, Volkan Ozdemir. He's a plus 5,000. But man, out of that, I think Yuri should fight Inc. at some point. And I think
agree.
If you're gonna do a fight, if Pierietta is not gonna get a fight, then I think Olberg has to fight Mirzakhanov.
I agree with that.
And whoever wins the best out of those fights Pierietta, and hope it's not Inc. Because I don't think Inc. can win better than Olberg or Mirzakhanov. I would love to see that fight.
I don't think Oak beats Pereira again.
No,
I don't think it happens. I mean,
we called it. This guy already said he's not fighting again.
I mean, I called it when he did win.
Mm-hmm.
But we also said on that podcast that Pereira was injured and he wasn't very focused on the title defense. So a focused Pereira is a dangerous Pereira, man.
We saw that. 27. He beat the hell out of Inc. And nobody thought that was going to happen, man. So, I mean, that's that division. I think that would be the best bet, and to see some good action. So there you go. Thanks again for listening to us, because I know they were listening to us when the WCA and Derek Lewis fight was made. So if you're watching, Uncle Dana, thank you.
Thank you. That's credit. The fight. That's the fight we need to see.
Yeah. Like, nobody thought that fight was going to happen. We talked about it, and it's the next fight. So, and we talked about it last week on this show. So, like, what you guys are listening to us, just pay us. We're smart enough. We know you're fighters. We'll make you some money. We won't put no side bets. We won't do no. We won't
pull a Jason Herzog. Don't worry.
No, we will not post. We will not pull the Herzog. That should be a dance name. There's no Isaac Dolgarian in us. We're good. We will get you good. All right, so on top of the Chimev, you got Imavov plus 300, Fluffy at plus 400, DDP plus 15, Brendan Allen plus 2,000, Kyle Barala plus 2,000. Of course, Strickland's up there at plus 5,000, but whatever. And Atebe Gautier is a plus 5,000. You don't want to hear that. RDR's a plus 5,000. We talked about Chimev. You already said he's going to beat whoever he fights. Who do you think he fights?
Who's that?
Who do you think Chimev fights?
Oh, man. That's a good question. Good question.
Imavov made a good statement for himself, but he's probably going to fight before then.
Imavov, maybe Fluffy.
I could see Fluffy.
Brendan Allen.
Yeah. That was a big one.
I can see Brendan Allen out. Or I would love to see Chimanov and Izzy.
Wow. He's not even. Wait a minute. Let's find. Bo Nickel. Izzy plus 8,000.
I'd love to see the Chimanov and Izzy fight.
Woo-wee. Man, that'd be crazy. That would be crazy. It's funny seeing some of these names down in here. Like Jack Hermanson plus 25,000. That dude ain't getting.
Or what about the fighting nerd? Baralo?
Baralo, yeah. I said him. Yeah. Baralo. He's plus 2,000.
Yeah, Baralo.
Yeah. I don't think that's bad. I think that's pretty good. But I think overall, I don't think he's gonna fight right now. Like you said, well, he can't. So who? Let's do a little matchmaking here. So who do you think? I'm gonna say. I think Imavov needs to fight Hernandez. I think we should sacrifice Son Strickland and DDP again. Just to send those two somewhere in a corner and they can fight again. I know you. You know I've been selling that for it. And let's do Brendan Allen versus Cairo Baralo. That leaves Atebi Gautier. I don't think that he can move up there yet. I think all that has to get out. So I think if Gautier is to get a title shot, the title would have to come off of Chimev. And I'm a Gautier fan. So I don't think he gets a shot until 2026, 2027 even.
Yeah. I would like to see, if, we already talked about Izzy. I'd like to see Adesanya fight Fluffy. I would like to see that fight.
Okay. I like that too.
I'd like to see Imanoff and DDP for a number one contender.
Okay. Kind of do what Lopez did.
Yeah.
Go lose it, and then go back and try to get that.
Yeah.
I'm happy they're not doing the Petieta thing where they're just running it back.
Yeah.
And then we got the welterweights, Makachev. Usman is a plus 300. He's literally right next to him. So that tells you that the books already are practically thinking Usman gets the shot next year. Rachmanov. What's that?
It's stupid.
I agree with you. I want Morales to do it, but
I want Gary to fight him. Ian Gary deserves it.
All right, you're right. He beat Protez. There's no reason for him to fight Morales right now.
Yeah.
So I think I like that. I like that.
I want to see Protez and Morales bang it out.
Ilia Topuria is on here at plus 1,200.
Ilia Topuria? Well, they're talking about a super fight.
Yeah.
But Topuria doesn't want to fight people in his division. He wants to just do what he does, what he wants to do. So he wants to be Conor McGregor.
Yep.
I think Ilia Topuria needs to fight Sartoukian, or however you pronounce Ormond. I
agree.
I think the winner of the Max Holloway Oliveira fight gets the next shot.
Yeah. Yep.
And then after that, I mean, you got Gaethje and Pimblett fighting for the title.
Yep.
I would love to see Max Holloway piece up Paddy Pimblett.
Mm-hmm. It would be a hell of a fight. That's for sure. And that's what makes it so fun.
I would love to see Max Holloway just beat the brakes off of that kid.
Hell yeah. Let's pop down to let me hit it up because we've kind of done this for a second. So Rachmanov, he fights Morales.
Let me look what I got. Morales. I think Protez and Morales need to bang it out.
I think okay. All right.
I think those two just need to stand in the middle and just throw hands.
I would feel bad for my fighting nerd. I know he's really good, but dang, man, Morales is good.
And I also think to get the shot, Kamaru Usman needs to beat Ian Gary.
Yeah. I agree with that. I like that. And that'll set it up. So Makachev is a negative 200 for next year. So that's not bad.
Well, he's only gonna defend once next year. So who's that number one guy gonna be?
That's why I think it happens later in the year, and you let these guys fight it out through spring. Summer.
It's probably gonna be Usman because Dana White's in love with him.
Yeah, and there's a reason why DraftKings put him at the top with the least amount, because they know that that fight is most likely to happen. If they didn't think that that fight was going to happen, they didn't. It's the same reason that I got the Rams at plus 1900 to win the Super Bowl, right? Now it's probably like a plus 500. But it's just what happens. They have these ideas. Sometimes they're good, sometimes there's great ideas. But then sometimes you're like, I mean, if they're believing what we're seeing and what we're hearing, then you're kind of in it. So, and
But
we talked. What's that?
if they did matchmaking with the rankings, it would be so much easier for fans. Yeah. Because the rankings mean nothing. The top 10 means nothing right now.
Yeah, if you're not going to give the number one guy a fight, then
if you're Dana White's favorite, then you get a title shot.
Yeah, and
that's all there is.
And I mean, it's nice to see the rankings. I do the rankings as well to myself, but I play it more towards what I see. But of course, I do have Makachev as number 1. Topuria was number 2. So now we got that. I had to bring that up in that. So I agree with that. Like, and it just goes back to Sarukian. Like, no matter what he does, but I think sometimes it's just because he's a dick online. He just runs his mouth.
And Dana thinks he's boring. But, dude, Makachev is boring.
Yeah.
Makachev is a boring fighter.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't chase finishes like Khabib used to. Yep. And he doesn't ground and pound like Khabib used to. He tackles you and lays on you for 25 minutes.
That's right. And that's what we got now. We got that with him. We got it going on. And then I'm just like, okay. But, like, that was a pretty exciting fight. I mean, Dan Hooker got his face beat in, but that was fun to watch.
Yeah.
So why can't we have that? Why can't we get that?
Armand deserves that fight.
I agree with that. And that's, we talked about Volk and and of course Diego Lopez. Volk's plus 170, and Diego 200, and Evolov. I don't think anybody cares about him anymore. It's plus 500. Silva's plus 350. Silva's a plus 500. They even threw in what's that,
bro? Evolov should have this fight. It shouldn't have been Diego Lopez. It should have been Evolov having this fight, and Murphy should have fought Lopez.
Yeah.
And dude, and put Rodriguez and Aljamain together. And that's your top 5, and the champ.
Mm-hmm. I agree with it. I agree with that 100%. Because Silva saw his way out of there. Steve Garcia is a plus 1,000, but I don't think he has enough power right now. He's another 2027 guy, I would say. Like Steve Garcia is going to need 2 more solid wins next year, at least 1 knockout, 1 good finish, strong finish. And I think that he might be able to pop up in there a little more. But I just think right now, it's those 5 guys. And Gene Silva somewhere works in when he gets back to winning again.
I mean, he's number 11 right now. I say feed him Brian Ortega, feed him T-City, so he could just move up the rankings and just beat the brakes off of T-City like everybody else does.
Yeah, dude, I think that was who you were trying to remember the other day. You're like the gatekeeper that gets beat up. I was like, dude, the minute you said Ortega, it's exactly what I thought of.
Ortega is the gatekeeper that just gets beat up by everybody in the top 10.
That's great. Moving over to the bantamweight, you got Valashvili. He fights this week. Jan is a plus 300 to keep the belt to next year. That's not happening. Nurmagomedov, I got it, is a plus 300, and Song Yadong is a plus 13. O'Malley is a plus 3,500, and Sagenhagen is a plus 3,500. They really don't give anybody a chance with Valashvili right now.
No, I mean, you figure the number 2 Sean O'Malley's fighting Song Yadong, and he's the number 5 guy. And truthfully, a focused Sean O'Malley is a good Sean O'Malley. Hopefully he's focused.
Yeah.
And you got the number 3 guy fighting for the title this weekend.
Yep.
Corey Sandhagen just lost to him.
Mm-hmm.
Figueiredo's not even worth his time.
No.
And you got Zahabi, Marlon Vera, and Mario Batista.
Yeah.
And Henry Cejudo. This is kind of the weakest.
Talbot.
It's kind of the weakest. It's kind of the weakest division other than heavyweight in
I agree with you. I agree with you right now. And that's why you see a plus 300, plus 313, 35, 35. They just going to have action around that division. Going over to Pantoja, who's fighting Van. Van has a plus 200. Pantoja, negative 150 by next year. Royval, plus 600. Haraguchi is a plus 900. And Tayara is a plus 1,000. Albazi, 1,000. Moreno, 1,300. Kopp, 1,400. And we don't need to worry about Kai Kara France or Asu Albameyev. We already talked about Albameyev last week, was it? When we did our fight club with him.
Yeah.
We talked about that. He needed just a win to become relevant. This will play out. Then he needs to get another win to get back in that discussion.
He's in the top 7 right now. I mean, he's number 7 right now. I mean,
he deserves to be.
But who can he fight? You figure Moreno's fighting Tiara or Tyra. Van's fighting for the title.
Yeah.
Royval doesn't have a fight right now.
Yep. Well, no. Royval's fighting Kopp.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So Almabayev's kind of the man out right now.
Yeah, and he just won. So you know what I say? Haraguchi, who they have a plus 900, Albameyev plus 2,000. You have those guys fight. Haraguchi's older.
That's number 7 versus number 8. Why not?
There you go. This is what we do. We fight. We're looking to the future. We're looking. This is all just turned into like a little thing. All right, let's talk about it. Kayla Harrison, Amanda Nunes will not give you any Fight Club information when that fight happens. You will have to watch us. Do you think Amanda Nunes beats Harrison and she's a plus 100?
I think she knocks her out.
Hey, I like Amanda Nunes. I've watched her fights plenty of times. Ronda Rousey.
Amanda Nunes is the female GOAT.
Yeah.
She really is.
Yeah, she's good. Well, Shevchenko, I'd probably give that to, but
active, yes, Shevchenko, but
all time,
it's Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, she's awesome. She is awesome. I won't even lie about that.
Dude, she punches like a grown man.
Dude, watching, I didn't know who she was, of course, like much of when I was like, okay, Ronda Rousey's fighting. I would just tune in for Ronda Rousey fights. And then I saw her get waxed by Nunes, and I'm like, woo.
Yeah.
That's some stang. So, moving down, we talked about Mackenzie Dern and Wheelie. And really, that division's not really good either. You got Tatiana Suarez. You got Jan Zianan. You got Verna Jandaroba, who just lost. Amanda Lemos, Lupi, Fatima Klein, Yasmin Lucendo, Alexia Thayanara.
I like Lupi, man. I do.
I do too.
I like Lupi and I like Tabitha Ricci.
All right. Yeah, Tabitha isn't bad. She's a plus 3,500 by next year. But I don't see that title shot happening. I think if Weili comes back down, it's her and Dern next year.
Oh yeah, definitely. She's still ranked number 1 in the UFC rankings.
And do you think that Dern will only fight, or Weili would only fight one time next year to make either one of those bets valid?
No, I think Mackenzie Dern usually fights like two times a year.
Okay.
Yeah, she usually fights twice a year.
All right. So I would then, if you want to play it this way, since everybody's positive, you throw Dern plus 150. This is supposed to be her title run. All right. So that would give her 2 title defenses plus 150. Let's throw a unit on that. That's not bad at all. I'll also let's throw a 3/4 of a unit on Zhang Weili, because we're going to get that money back if either one of those makes a champ. But now You have to come to the next one. If there is a win by either one of these people, who under that would be the next fight? And is it worth putting the money on now to not get back till 2027?
What, to Mackenzie Dern?
If Mackenzie or Wee Lee, who do either one of them fight after? Is it Suarez, Zanyan,
Uh,
Lemos, Loopy? Think it's Loopy?
I think Mackenzie Dern's fights Suarez next.
All right. All right. I like that. Suarez has won us a lot of money this year. Actually, I think I like that fight more than the Wheelie fight. That sounds like some fun. So,
But most of these people, most of the females that are ranked at 115 are ranked at 125.
mm-hmm.
Because you got Wei Lee, you got Mackenzie Dern, you got Farrow, you got Blanchfield, Juliana Pena, Alexa Grasso. They're all ranked at 115 also.
Dude, I mean, for them, they could just cut. And that's easy for them.
I mean, that's two divisions. But I mean, at 125, you got to fight Shevchenko.
Yeah. You don't want to move up and deal with her right now. She don't roll.
And I think after Kayla Harrison loses to Nunes, I think she moves down to 125, and we get another super fight with Shevchenko, and I think she loses to Shevchenko also. So,
okay. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. See, this is what we got. We took a review podcast. We reviewed. We went into the future by a year and a half, a month practically. Well, I mean, we just started December. 13 months, and we've been able to nail. And what's going to be funny is when we nail all this, and we all tell all of you, we told you so. Just remember where the UFC can get their information from, because we got the fights, people. That's why we're called the Fight Club of Pain. Yeah. All right, let me throw out my Macho pick of the week here, and then we'll finish up.
Knock, knock. I was a little scared when the Kyron Williams got injured. Or not. He wasn't even injured. He was just playing that role. He was sitting around. He didn't know what was going on. But then he got back in there. Yeah. And then he got that touchdown. Yeah. Not the Blake Corum touchdown. He got the Kyron Williams touchdown, making the Macho Man the man. Ooh, yeah.
This week's Macho pick of the week is none other than Chase Brown. 6,700 on DraftKings, 7,300 on FanDuel. That is a great thing. Chase Brown has been literally getting it done every single week. 5 straight games of over 18 points. Not only on top of that, a lot of that was done with Joe Flacco and Browning. The fact that all of you liked Jake Browning only shows how far a lot of you were lost this year in fantasy. That's why you have a 5-7 team in the playoffs. But it's like that. But on FanDuel, his touchdown rate now is a negative 120. You want to grab that. Chase Brown is going to score this week, if not score 2 touchdowns this week. Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals put the AFC North on check. If Joe Burrow would have been fully healthy this entire year, I feel that my MVP, Joe Burrow, my Offensive Player of the Year, Jamar Chase, would be winning those titles. They have a chance, but they're not in the discussion anymore. Burrow's out. That was the Bengal team that we had. That's the Bengal team you get now. That's only going to make Chase Brown even more lethal. They're going to Buffalo. Buffalo is literally hanging on by the edge of their seats. They got Josh Allen screwing up all of the game, as we talked about with the Steelers. He got shut down practically in the first half, and then a few turnovers later and some magic. Josh Allen shows up. This is what the Bengals don't care about. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow don't care about Josh Allen because he's Joe Cool. He's gonna come in there ready to smoke the Buffalo Bills, so they better be on check. Because Chase Brown is the Macho pick of the week, and he will be under 15% owned. maybe 20%. I'm going to go 15% owned because nobody will be looking at Chase Brown this week because they're going to be going to play other people. That's how we're doing it, bro. Chase Brown. I don't know if Steve's still on this week. Steve wants me to remind him to play UFC this week. Replay Reel was one of the other guys that we were talking about that was in there and tried UFC in the past and lost and got scared and has come back. Well, now that he's got the Fight Club of Pain in his corner, he's gonna. We got some pounding for him to do to the UFC sports books, bro.
Keep watching, man. He just got to keep watching.
You just gotta. You get all sorts of fun, wild stuff. The songs. We never know when the Burrito Bandit's gonna show back up. I mean,
I hope he fights at least twice next year, so we can talk about it.
I
need to see the ukulele again.
Where is that? I think it's in the other room. I'll play it. But if we get a Gastelum fight on it, May 5th isn't a day. But if we could get that fight on a May 5th at some point before he retires, I think that would be like the true omen of life coming together, the full circle of life. We need the Burrito Bandit to fight on May 5th. I don't know why, but this needs to happen. Dana White, go book that. Just book it. Just book it.
Book it now. Maybe he'll lose weight by then.
Well, that's going to be the hard part because if it's on Cinco de Mayo, he's going to be trying to eat tacos and burritos all day, especially burritos.
Drink a Corona and just doing whatever he does.
And then he's going to go into the ring. He's going to go into the octagon. I guess he's great. All right, man. You got anything else?
No, man. Tune in Thursday.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be bringing it on Thursday. We're going to be bringing the bets and everything else. All right, like I said, I'll throw out some stuff. Get over to Dr. Roto, use code word WIN, and become our rich friend. You will win your money. Also, remember to get over to W Energy. Use Bring the Energy. You'll get 30% off of your order. You're going to love all their flavors. Get your shaker bottle and get your groove on, man. This is totally dyes-free, everything good. If you're drinking a Red Bull, just drink W. And hook up your boy Heat Override and Dansky. Yeah! Woo! And we're going to have fun. Follow Bring the Pain and Dr. Roto on YouTube. You can get me a Heat Override almost anywhere. You see it. It's right there. And you can find Dan in the Subs Only Discord and every once in a while on the X.
Every once in a blue moon.
Another great show, Dan. Everyone.
All right, brother. I had fun, man.
We always get to do it. All right, everybody. Have a great day. And always remember to bring the pain.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. Until the next visit,